So last time I introduced you to what I call the Big Four: sequence, repetition, events, and selection. Today we're going to explore the first one: sequence. Sequence is the order in which your code runs. As teachers, we need to define the term and give our learners lots of examples to help them build their mental models. We see sequences everywhere in everyday life: train routes, following a recipe, getting dressed, calling the register. These analogies can be useful, but I've found that nothing helps learners understand sequence more quickly than seeing it happen inside the code itself. So let's build one in FlockXR.
I want to start with a blank project, so I'm going to go up to the burger menu, choose project, and then go over to new, and that gives me a blank project. And now I'm going to build a single sequence in FlockXR. So I'm going to go to events, and I want to get a start block because I'm saying at the start do these things. So everything inside that block are going to run from top to bottom. First, I need a sky, so I'm going to go to scene and sky, and then I want it to have a gradient sky, so I'll go to materials and get a list, and then I get a gradient sky, and I can change the colours if I want to. So the first part of my sequence is saying at the start, build a sky with these colours. Then I'm going to add a map. So build a sky, then add a map. And I can choose different types of maps if I want to, and different materials and different colours as well. Then I'm going to add a character by going to objects and add character, and I can choose a different character if I want to, and I could change the colours as well, but I'm going to make it dance. So I'm going to go to animate, then I'm going to find the play animation block, and I want to build an animation sequence. So I'm going to get the character to dance in different dances. So I'm going to press D on my keyboard to duplicate. I want 4 dances. So I want dance 1, dance 2, dance 3, and dance 4. And then I can press play and it will run through my sequence. So you can see straight away I've got dance 1, dance 2, dance 3, and dance 4. This is a complete sequence, but it runs quite quickly. So let's just slow it down so that you can see the sequence happening. So if I just put a wait block inside each one, and then I press play, you can really see that sequence stepping through. The sky, the map, the character, dance 1, dance 2, dance 3, and dance 4. Just slowing the code down there a little bit makes it really obvious that our code is running in that set order from top to bottom. Now I've illustrated that, I'm just going to remove those. If you hold down the control on your keyboard, then that just allows you to select one block at a time. Okay, and just check it still works. And it does. Now let's see what happens if I get the sequence wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag all these animation blocks to the very top. Now let's observe what happens. Okay, so nothing's happened because it's got stuck. And this is because this block of code is trying to do dance 1 on character 1, but character 1 doesn't exist yet. It only exists in the code at this part of the sequence. So it's not working as expected. This is why understanding that the code runs from top to bottom in a specific order is really important. If we move those blocks back, so I'm just going to grab those and just put them up the top, then it fixes it because now I am adding my character, then I am animating my character. The computer can only follow the instructions it's been given. It doesn't know what I mean if I put the instructions in the wrong order. Order is extremely important when we are creating our programs, and it's really good to get used to stepping through each line of code in order to help you figure out where it might be going wrong.
This episode is being filmed at the Severn Valley Railway. When I was younger, I came here a lot. Here, you can experience riding on a train powered by a steam engine. I was always fascinated by how they worked. I'd watch people shoveling coal into the firebox, the pistons moving forwards and backwards, and I'd wonder how all the different parts work together to move something so enormous. Looking back, I think that's where my curiosity over technology began. I've always wanted to understand how things work, whether it's trains, video recorders, computers, or anything really. One of the things I love about programming is that it allows you to explore how things work and then gives you the skills to build something for yourself. It's a lot of small steps working together in the right order. Just like all the parts of a steam engine have to work together before the train can leave the station, a computer follows your instructions one step at a time. And that's exactly what Sequence is all about. Let's build another sequence.
I'm now going to build a special effects sequence. This time I'll replace play animation with switch animation. And I'll still get it to dance. Switch animation keeps running until something else changes it. This is different to play animation that just plays the animation once. Now let's build out the special effects sequence. First, I'll add a wait block so there's a bit of a pause. Then I'll test my code. Because I've used switch animation, the character is going to keep doing dance 3. Now I'm going to apply a highlight. So I'll go to materials and I'll find the highlight block and I'm going to highlight character 1 and I'm going to keep it at yellow. So you'll see that it waits for 1 second and then it highlights yellow. I'm going to add in another special effect, but this time I'm not going to have a wait block. And you'll see why those wait blocks are really, really important. So let's go to materials and I'm going to use this one this time, which is set alpha, and it makes it slightly transparent. So let's press play and see what happens. So it's actually run both of those blocks pretty much instantaneously. Yes, it is running them in the sequence, but it's so quick that you can't visually see the change. This is why the wait block is really, really important. So I'm going to put a wait block in the middle, press play again, and you can see 1 second with the highlight and then 1 second with the set alpha. Let's duplicate the wait block again. And this time I'm going to add a glow effect. So I'll go back to materials, go to glow, and I'll play the sequence again. So it highlights, it's see-through, and then it glows. Notice how I'm building the sequence one step at a time and testing it after every change. That's exactly what good programmers do. Finally, I'll clear the effects to return the character to its normal appearance. So I put a new wait block, materials, and then clear effects. The program runs in the order that we added the blocks of code.
We've now explored 2 different examples of sequence in FlockXR. You've seen what happens when instructions are given in the correct order and what happens when they aren't. Before we finish, I'd like you to think back over this episode. When did sequence make the most sense to you? Was it through the analogies, or was it by watching the code run? Analogies can be really useful, but only if they're familiar to your learners. If an analogy is too abstract, learners end up trying to understand two things at once: the analogy and the programming concept. That's why I prefer keeping analogies short and getting into the code as quickly as possible. In this episode, we have explored what sequence is and seen some examples of sequence in FlockXR. Perhaps you could have a go at building your own sequence in FlockXR before our next episode. Use my examples to get you started. Next time, we'll explore another concept from the Big Four: repetition. Bye-bye for now.